Today I'm asking a question that may be shocking to some of you. Should you give up bronzer? Okay, hear me out, hear me out. Now you may be thinking to yourself, we already did that, that was the 80s, it's called draping, it's nothing new. But anything can be new, again, once discovered on TikTok. I've been noticing more of a trend on TikTok of people saying that they just don't use bronzer anymore and only do blush. So I thought I would try it out, because when I first saw it I was like, ugh, but I want my forehead to look smaller, so I'm going to contour it. But giving it a try, I think there is a compelling argument if you do have very fair skin. So let's get into the application. Wow, that was loud. Let's get into the application. Okay, first things first, I'm going to admit that I've been trying blush only and I've been liking it. And I think the reason for that is because clearly I'm very pale without any self-tanner. Look at my arm. This is the end of summer. Like, you would think I would have a little more color than this, but I don't. And I find that for me it's very difficult to actually get a bronzer that doesn't pull too warm. I've been trying to pan this Burt's Bees bronzer. It looks so dirty. And I know it's too dark for me, but I just didn't want to buy another bronzer. So, is my bronzer too warm for me the majority of the time? Yes. But I try to go in... I usually go a little bit darker with my foundation anyway, so I feel like it's not as bad. And then when I do tan, it looks like it fits in. But if you're the same kind of tone as me, I think that there is a case to be made for blush only. Okay, I'm going to show you what I would normally do, and then show you what I've been trying lately. You can tell this is a bronzer brush. It's so dirty, it's just bronzer. So I like to use a bigger, fluffy brush like this, but because I am very red in my skin tone, like rosacea-ish pink skin doesn't match my neck, I kind of press my bronzer into the skin rather than doing a fluffy kind of deal. Otherwise it'll start to move the foundation I have on and then it'll just look red anyway. So I'm going to show you what I do on this side, and then the other side we're going to try the blush only experiment. So I like to go in, and because I have a big forehead, I actually like to bring my bronzer down quite far, because I feel like lots of people have kind of, made that popular, like, hey, contour your forehead. It makes it look smaller. Does it really make it look smaller? Probably not too much. It just looks like I have too much brown stuff on my face, but that's what I do anyway. So I just kind of tap the whole brush like this and press in. And if I feel like I went too heavy with something, I will put powder over it as to fix it. So I'll go in like this, then I'll go this way upwards, just press. I'm just trying to keep the color there and not swipe it away too much. And then I'll also kind of bring it into my eyebrow just to give like a more of a lifting effect. So I'm basically bronzing like the majority of my head. It's a lot. Sometimes I'll go on the nose. But yeah, like you can tell this is very warm tone for me. Well, just throwing stuff around here. Not my ideal color. You could definitely make the argument that if I just had a better choice in the color of bronzer that it would look nicer. But like I said, it is really difficult to find them that aren't so warm tone. So I'm not going to try to contour. I don't contour anymore. I kind of like to embrace the way my face looks. You will never see me contouring my nose, like, even though my nose is crooked, like I'm not trying to correct it. I just like to look like me. I don't need to try to change my whole face shape. So I guess for me, this kind of bronzer works, but I know a lot of people with bronze and kind of contour. So can you blush contour? That's a good question. I'm not sure. I haven't, like, can I put blush on my jawline to make it look more, wow, words escape me sometimes. I think it's the introvert in me. I just don't talk enough. Sharp, sharp, to look more chiseled. Can I put some under here? Probably not. I'm just worried about this being blown out, so I did put a little bit more on than I typically would. But yeah, I'll go with blush. Okay, here's my blush. Alright, so anyway, if you were just curious about this blush, it's toasted cinnamon. It's technically considered a blush from Burt's Bees, but I wanted it because it's like clean and cruelty free. And I've definitely been on like a clean type beauty journey, however you feel about that. Some people think it's bullshit, obviously. Other people are into it. So a lot of my products are clean, and that's what has been more difficult for me to find, like a bronzer that really suits what I'm looking for. So the blush I've been loving recently is from Cover FX. Great brand, in my opinion, for face products. This one is their Monochromatic Blush Duo. So you get like a matte, and then you get a shimmer you can use as a highlighter in Pink Dahlia. So I would normally go in like this, and I'm just gonna go towards the back here. I don't try to do the apples on my cheeks anymore because I have gained a lot of weight, and I just feel like my face is especially chubbier and rounder than it used to be. So I don't want to go down and make it look like, look at my cheek. I don't want to go down and make it look, I don't want to enhance that part is what I'm trying to say. So that's what I would do there. I forgot my highlighter brush, so let's just put a little bit of highlighter on the finger and tap with a little bit of pink highlighter. Do I look crazy yet? I mean, this is a lot of contrast for this pale of foundation, but these are the normal products I use. And on this side, we're gonna do what I've been doing for blush instead of bronzer. So I go light on this. I don't wanna have too heavy of a hand and then just have like a streak of red, because I could have a streak of red there if I just hadn't put foundation up to this part of my forehead, you know? Like, it's gonna be the same color as my skin tone. So for the bronzer, I definitely went in heavy with like, boom, stamp, stamp, stamp. I'm not gonna do that with the blush because I think it's just too much. So I'm gonna start up here. And I'm also not gonna go fluffy crazy with fluffy crazy. That sounds like I was just censoring the effort. I'm not the type of person who really works things in like that. I like to be very careful because I know that I don't want to move my foundation too much. And for the eye, I'll bring it in here too for the sake of that. And forehead, I'm just gonna slightly sweep. And there we go. That's all I would do, except for I would use this as well. I really am enjoying this look. It gives you like a little bit of definition, but it looks like fresh and natural, where opposed to this, it just looks like, I think it looks way more makeup-y. And yeah, I did put a lot on, which I might actually go over it a little bit. Just in fairness to this side, let's be fair here. Okay, to be fair, I'll take Kosas Cloud Set Powder really nice, pretty, natural powder. And I'll just kind of blend some of this away a little bit. Okay, I think I took some of the harshness of that down. What do you think? And it's funny because like both sides of my face are so different, like my nose on this side versus my nose on this side. And like my one eyebrow, like my eyebrow on this side is dead. Like I can't even move it. I'm looking at looking at the screen to see. See, I'm trying to move this one and only this one moves. It's so funny. Anyway. Okay, so I obviously put bronzer on this side because I actually have to wear this makeup today and I didn't want my face to look horribly uneven. But I would love to know if you've ever tried this technique. If you have a medium or deeper skin tone than me, does it work for you? Or is it just strange to have blush, instead of your bronzer? Are you willing to try it? If you do, please report back. Please leave a comment. Because I'm not even just saying this for the trend. I have actually been enjoying it because I feel like it makes my makeup look more fresh and like less muddy. And I know you could just tell me to buy a better bronzer, but bronzer is just something I don't like to buy. And I'm really just trying to, not excessively waste money on makeup that I don't need. I have a bronzer. If I use a light hand, it seems to work okay. If I go a little bit heavy, I'm kind of orange, but I'm not super mad about that. So, where was I going with that? Anyway, just let me know what you thought of this and if you've tried it. And of course, anything that you would like to see next time. Any requests are always welcome. Alright guys, I want you to remember, don't just make up your face, make up your mind too, and I'll see you next time.